The studio lights gleam brightly, casting a warm glow over the vibrant set of the Kelly Clarkson Show. The audience buzzes with anticipation, their energy palpable as Kelly Clarkson, radiant in a sleek blazer and jeans, strides onto the stage, her signature grin lighting up the room. "Y'all, we've got a treat today," she announces, her Texas drawl wrapping around the words like a cozy blanket. "Please welcome the soulful, the incredible, Teddy Swims." The crowd erupts as Teddy, clad in a casual denim jacket adorned with patches, his tattooed arms peeking out, steps into the spotlight. His smile is wide, but there's a nervous edge to it, his eyes scanning the audience as he waves. Kelly gestures for him to sit on the plush couch beside her, the set designed with a cozy, living room vibe. Think warm tones, soft cushions, and a coffee table cluttered with quirky knickknacks. "Teddy, I'm such a fan," Kelly gushes, leaning forward, her hands clasped. "Your voice, yeah, it's like butter, soul, and a little bit of grit all mixed together. How do you do it?" Teddy chuckles, rubbing the back of his neck, his Georgia roots evident in his relaxed posture. "Oh, Kelly, you're gonna make me blush. I just try to sing from the heart, you know? It's all about feeling it." The audience cheers, and Kelly nods, her eyes sparkling with genuine admiration. "Well, let's talk about a lose control. That song is everywhere," she says, referencing his 2023 hit that's skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100. "What's the story behind it?" Teddy's expression softens, and he leans into the question, his voice steady but earnest. "It's about that moment when you realize you're holding on too tight to something or someone and it's messing with your head. I wrote it when I was going through some stuff, trying to figure out how to let go." Kelly nods, her empathy palpable, and the conversation flows effortlessly, touching on his journey from YouTube covers to global stardom. The chemistry between them is electric, their banter light and playful, with Kelly teasing Teddy about his viral cover of Shania Twain's "You're Still the One." "Man, you made Shania sound like she was born in Atlanta." She laughs, and Teddy throws his head back, his deep laugh filling the studio. The audience eats it up, clapping along, but there's a subtle shift in Teddy's demeanor, a flicker of tension in his eyes that Kelly doesn't catch. She pivots to a new topic, her enthusiasm undimmed. "So, Teddy, you've been open about mental health, which I love. You named your album I've Tried Everything But Therapy. That's bold. What's the message there?" Teddy's smile tightens, and he shifts in his seat, his fingers tapping against his knee. "It's about being real, you know? I've tried a lot of ways to deal with my struggle, some music, friends, you name it, but I'm still learning to ask for help." Kelly nods, her expression warm, but she presses further, her curiosity genuine but perhaps a touch too eager. "That's so powerful. Have you ever felt like fame made it harder to open up? Like, do you ever feel judged for being so vulnerable?" The question lands heavier than intended, and Teddy's jaw clenches, his eyes darting to the side. The audience senses the shift, their murmurs quieting. Kelly, still smiling, doesn't notice the storm brewing in Teddy's expression, her focus on keeping the conversation engaging. "I mean, you're out there, bearing your soul. Does that ever scare you?" she adds, her tone light but probing. Teddy exhales sharply, his voice dropping. "Sometimes, yeah, but it's not about being scared, it's about people twisting your words, making assumptions." The audience holds its breath, sensing the edge in his tone. Kelly tilts her head, her brow furrowing slightly, still trying to keep things upbeat. "Oh, totally, people can be quick to judge, but you handle it so well." Teddy's eyes narrow, and he leans forward, his voice low but firm. "Do I, though, or is that just what people want to see?" The studio falls silent, the air thick with tension, and Kelly's smile falters for the first time, her hands fidgeting in her lap as she realizes the conversation is veering off script. 2. The tension in the studio is a living thing now, coiling around the stage like an invisible fog. Kelly Clarkson, ever the professional, tries to steer the conversation back to safer waters, her voice bright but laced with a hint of uncertainty. "Okay, let's lighten things up," she says, clapping her hands together, the sound sharp in the quiet studio. "Teddy, your fans are obsessed with your style, those tattoos, that vibe. Tell us about your favorite ink." She gestures to his arms, where intricate designs peek out from beneath his rolled-up sleeves. The audience leans in, expecting Teddy to follow her lead, but his expression remains guarded, his eyes locked on Kelly in a way that feels less like camaraderie and more like a challenge. "My tattoos?" he repeats, his voice flat, almost mocking. "That's what we're talking about now." Kelly blinks, caught off guard, her smile flickering as she tries to read him. "Well, yeah, I mean, they're awesome. Each one's got a story, right?" Teddy leans back, crossing his arms, his posture closing off. "Sure, but maybe I don't feel like telling those stories today. Maybe I'm tired of being asked to perform my life for everyone." The audience gasps softly, the sound rippling through the studio like a wave. Kelly's eyes widen, but she recovers quickly, her years of hosting sharpening her instincts. "I hear you, Teddy. We don't have to go there. Let's talk music again. Your new single, A Controlled Burn, sounds like it's gonna be huge." She's trying to pivot, to keep the show on track, but Teddy's not having it. He shakes his head, a bitter smile tugging at his lips. "You don't get it, do you? It's always the same questions, the same expectations. Sing this, talk about that, be vulnerable but not too much." "I'm not a puppet, Kelly." The words hit like a slap, and the audience's murmurs grow louder, a mix of shock and discomfort. Kelly's face flushes, her hands gripping the armrests of her chair as she tries to process the sudden hostility. "Whoa, Teddy, I'm not trying to make you feel like that," she says, her voice steady but tinged with hurt. "I'm just trying to have a conversation, to let people see the real you." Teddy scoffs, his eyes flashing with something real, anger, maybe, or exhaustion. "The real me? You think this is real? This is a stage, Kelly. You're playing a part, and I'm supposed to play mine." The accusation hangs heavy in the air, and the studio crew exchanges nervous glances, the director signaling from the sidelines to cut to commercial. Kelly, visibly shaken but determined to maintain control, leans forward, her voice softening. "Teddy, I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. That's not my intention. I'm a fan, and I just want to share your story." But Teddy is already on his feet, his movements abrupt, his chair scraping against the floor. "Maybe I don't want my story shared today," he says, his voice low but cutting. He rips off his mic, the small black device dangling from his jacket as he turns toward the wings of the stage. The audience gasps again, louder this time, as Teddy strides off, his boots echoing in the stunned silence. Kelly stares after him, her mouth slightly open, her hands frozen in mid-gesture. The director's voice crackles through the crew's headsets, urgent and sharp. "Go to break." Now, the screen fades to black, a cheerful ad for a car insurance company joining against the raw emotion left hanging in the studio. Backstage, Teddy storms through the green room, his heart pounding, his mind a whirlwind of regret and defiance. He didn't mean for it to go this far, but the weight of constant scrutiny, of being asked to bare his soul on demand, had snapped something inside him. He slumps onto a couch, running his hands through his hair, wondering if he's just tanked his career or finally set himself free. The commercial break feels like an eternity, though it's only a few minutes. Backstage, the crew scrambles, producers whispering frantically into headsets, trying to figure out how to salvage the show. Kelly Clarkson remains on stage, her composure a testament to her years in the spotlight. Though her eyes betray a flicker of hurt, she sips water from a glass, her hands steady but her mind racing. She's been here before navigating tough moments on Liftva, but this feels different, personal. Teddy's words echo in her head, "You're playing a part." She wonders if there's truth to it, if her enthusiasm crossed a line, if she pushed too hard. The audience, still reeling, murmurs among themselves, some checking their phones, already posting about the heated clash on social media. The #Teddy walks off is trending within minutes, clips of the moment spreading like wildfire across X and TikTok. Backstage, Teddy's manager, a wiry woman named Lena, catches up to him in the green room, her face a mix of concern and frustration. "Teddy, what was that?" she asks, her voice low but urgent. "You can't just walk off a nationally syndicated show." Teddy, still seated, his elbows on his knees, looks up, his eyes tired. "I couldn't do it, Lena. I couldn't sit there and pretend everything's fine. Like I'm some product they can unpack for entertainment. Lena sighs, pinching the bridge of her nose. I get it, I do. You're under pressure, but this is gonna be everywhere. We need to figure out how to handle it. Teddy nods, his jaw tight, but he doesn't respond. His phone buzzes incessantly, a texts from friends, notifications from fans, and a flood of mentions on X, some calling him brave, others accusing him of being ungrateful. He scrolls through a few, his heart sinking at the polarized reactions. Meanwhile, on stage, the director signals the end of the break, and Kelly takes a deep breath, plastering on a smile as the cameras roll again. All right, y'all, we're back, she says, her voice bright but strained. That was a broken bar, unexpected, but we're gonna keep this show moving. Teddy's got a lot on his plate, and we wish him the best. The audience claps politely, but the energy is off, the earlier excitement replaced by an awkward tension. Kelly pivots to a pre-taped segment about a local charity, her charm carrying the show forward, but her mind is elsewhere. She's replaying the conversation, wondering what she missed, what she could have done differently. Backstage, Teddy stands, pacing now, his boots scuffing the floor. Lena's on her phone, already drafting a statement to mitigate the fallout. We'll say you weren't feeling well, she suggests, but Teddy shakes his head. I'm not lying. I walked off because I meant it. I'm tired of being everyone's feel-good story. Lena stares at him, her expression softening. Okay, Teddy, but we need to talk to Kelly's team, figure out how to smooth this over. You don't want this to define you. Teddy nods, but his mind is elsewhere, replaying the moment he stood up, the rush of adrenaline, the weight of his own words. He thinks about his grandfather, the Pentecostal minister who taught him to speak his truth, and wonders if this was what he meant. On stage, Kelly wraps the segment, her smile unwavering, but as soon as the cameras cut, she slips backstage, her heart heavy. She finds Teddy in the green room, standing by a window, staring out at the city skyline. Teddy, she says softly, and he turns, his expression guarded but softer now, the fire in his eyes dimmed. I'm sorry, she says, her voice genuine. I didn't mean to push you. I just a broken bar. I admire you, and I got carried away. Teddy exhales, his shoulders sagging. It's not just you, Kelly, it's everything. The questions, the cameras, the expectation to be on all the time. I just a broken bar snapped. Kelly nods, her eyes searching his. I get it, I've been there. Fame's a beast. But you don't have to go through it alone. They stand there, the air between them heavy but no longer hostile. Two artists caught in the same relentless machine, trying to find their way. The green room is quiet now, the chaos of the show fading into the background as Teddy Swims and Kelly Clarkson stand face to face, their conversation a fragile bridge between misunderstanding and reconciliation. Teddy rubs his hands together, his tattoos catching the dim light, and offers a small, apologetic smile. I didn't mean to come at you like that, Kelly, he says, his voice low, the Georgia drawl softening the edges. You're one of the real ones. I just a broken bar. I don't know how to do this sometimes. Kelly nods, her eyes warm but still tinged with the sting of the moment. I know, Teddy, it's a lot, and I should have read the room better. I'm used to pushing through, keeping things light, but that's not always fair. They sit, the couch creaking under their weight, and for a moment, they're just two people, not celebrities, not headlines, just human. Teddy opens up, his voice raw, about the pressure of fame, the way every interview feels like a dissection, the way his vulnerability his greatest strength is also his Achilles heel. I love what I do, he says, but sometimes it feels like I'm giving pieces of myself away, and there's nothing left for me. Kelly listens, her hands folded in her lap, her own experiences with fame echoing in his words. I felt it after American Idol, she admits. Like I had to be a Kelly Clarkson, the brand, not just Kelly. It's why I fight so hard to keep it real on this show. Teddy nods, his eyes meeting hers, a flicker of understanding passing between them. Outside, the world is already spinning the narrative via clickbait headlines screaming about the walk-off, X-posts dissecting every word, fans taking sides. But in this room, it's just them, finding common ground. Kelly suggests they go back out, Maybe do a quick segment to show there's no bad blood. But Teddy hesitates. I don't know if I can go back out there, he says, his voice barely above a whisper. Not today. Kelly respects it, her hand resting lightly on his arm. Then don't. Take care of you first. The world can wait. They part with a hug, a quiet promise to keep the lines open, to maybe collaborate again when the dust settles. Teddy leaves the studio, the Los Angeles sun harsh against his skin, his mind clearer but still heavy. He knows the fallout will be brutal. Blogs will call him difficult, fans will debate his intentions, but for the first time in a long time, he feels like he's reclaimed a piece of himself. Kelly returns to the stage for the next segment, her smile brighter now, her heart a little lighter for the understanding they've reached. The show goes on, the audience none the wiser, but the moment lingers, a reminder of the human cost of fame. Teddy's manager books him a flight back to Atlanta, where he can regroup, maybe write a song about this, turn the pain into art like he always does. Kelly, meanwhile, prepares for her next guest, her resolve strengthened to be more mindful, to listen harder. The viral moment fades into the noise of the internet, replaced by newer scandals, but for Teddy and Kelly, it's a turning point, a chance to redefine their boundaries in an industry that demands everything. As Teddy boards his plane, he pulls out his phone, types a quick note to himself, be real, but protect your peace. Back in the studio, Kelly glances at a photo of her kids on her desk, a reminder to stay grounded, and she vows to check in with Teddy later, maybe invite him for a low-key jam session. No cameras, just music. The world keeps turning, the headlines keep churning, but in their own ways, both artists find a path forward, stronger for it.